Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution podcast. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire ordinal space, guys. Everything ordinals, nothing but ordinals, 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 ordinals. We have a great show for you guys today. We're going to go over the markets. We're going to go market update. We got some updates from some really cool stuff. We got a GOsat wallet just hit. Orc-cash is going live, guys. I'm so excited for what Sonic and those guys are building. We got really good stuff going on. We're gonna hit on Alpha, which is a friend tech clone, I guess you could say, but it's looking really good. It's Bitcoin native. Well, kind of. We're gonna get into that. We got so much to go over. We're gonna get into what's in the wallet. Let's see if you guys sent us anything to go over. We're gonna have some really good conversations about some really good stuff. So we're gonna get right into it. So without further ado, let me bring in my partner, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, sir?
What's up? What's up? You can see from my shirt, Ordinals are dead, guys. Ordinals are dead. Shout out to Chef PFP on x.com. Got this shirt from him on his online site. But yeah, man, I'm excited.
Yeah. What does that shirt mean to you? When you read Ordinals are dead, what does that mean to you?
It's a just kind of like taking the inside joke like as far as you can, right? Because everybody within Ordinals knows that it's the opposite, but it's fun to kind of play on this, this kind of phrase or whatever. Because right below it says few, which I think that really kind of encompasses the whole idea behind this whole thing as a joke, right? Like there's few that really know that it's not, Yep, so
I agree.
But
I think we need to support Chef PFP. I think he's the only one really with Ordinals gear. Go out, get your Ordinals gear guy. Let's get this guy up and running. Let's make him the biggest merchandise Ordinal merchandise producer out there, because it's all love. He's always in the spaces. He's in, you see him all the time. So
yeah,
show love to the people that are here now, not the people that are coming later.
100%. And you can follow him at Chef CHEF PFP. And his website is the same thing, chefpfp.com. Check it out. A lot of good stuff on there. But yeah.
And I'll have that all in the show notes for you guys. So just look below and click the link. But yeah, let's get into it. We have a lot of really big updates today. What do you want to hop into first?
Man, there's so much. I feel like actually today is one of those episodes that you and I both have our minds really clear on what we want to go over, and there's a lot of it. So it actually gets us excited. But if you want, let's hop into the GOsat wallet. You can go over that. That's something that's really new. It's a new application. It's a new wallet to the ecosystem. So I think that's exciting, and that's going to be by Sonic, your boy Sonic. And Orc-cash. So go ahead.
So this is it right here. Next generation Ordinals wallet, open source, non-custodial extension wallet. Stores, send, and receive Bitcoin Ordinals. Stores, send, receive tokens on Bitcoin. Support BRC20, ORC20, and ORC-cash. The only wallet to do that right now. If you want to play in the system that's not yet built, that's the only thing. So we have a wallet. We do not have a marketplace, but I'm sure the brilliant minds over at ORC-cash and Sonic himself are really building this thing, and I expect this thing to be absolutely amazing. Get it early. Let's get in early. Start checking it out. So when the marketplace is up, when things are cooking, you are ready. So
yeah. Real quick. So there is a marketplace for it, but it just they're not really expansive on it. It's Magic Eden. You can get like Orc-cash, that. But I think but what you're right, there isn't a dedicated marketplace for it. But I believe they added Ordi's version of ORC-cash, and then also your boy 8-Bits. I think his token, his Orc-cash token, Homies, is on there. If I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so. I just wanted to make sure that the audience know they can go to Magic Eden and buy some right now, but it's not going to be much.
So you can buy the cash, but you cannot buy the credits. I want a marketplace where I can buy the credits, and that's kind of what I meant. But you are right, 100%. That was a good call by you. You can buy it on Magic Eden, but if you're buying the cash version, you're not buying the credits, which the credits are, each cash thing is 1,000 credits, and eventually you'll be able to change out those 1,000 pretty easily in their upcoming marketplace, the GOsat marketplace, or info.sat will probably be the marketplace. So we'll see going forward. But yeah, so it's really simple. you want to go to Google Chrome, and I'll have all this guys in the show notes, so nothing, you won't get scammed at all. I'll make sure I have everything for you guys. So look below. So you go here, you want to add it. I already added that. That's why it says remove. And then you can kind of go up once it's going and go down to GOsat, which I just passed it. Boom, up and running, guys. So, and then you have your ORC-cash, your BRC20, and your ORC20. So I have nothing yet. So I haven't really done anything yet with it, but I am going to burn one of my OSH caches just so I get some credits to this wallet. I think just want to have something in here, so we'll see. And yes, this is it right now. I'm going to hop over to, was it info.sats?
Yeah, info.sats is going to be like the best website that you can use for all of the ORC cache information. You can connect your wallet. You can go to your profile, and that's one thing about the GOsat wallet is, yes, like, so if you do hold Orc-cash right now, you're going to most likely hold it on either Unisat and I believe Xverse, but I have all mine on Unisat. The GOsat wallet is very similar to the Unisat wallet, very similar, except for the extra support with ORC20 and ORC-cash. But yeah, so you can plug in your Unisat wallet right now. So if you, let's say you just want to use your GOsat wallet, you would have to send over your Orc-cash from your Unisat wallet to your GOsat wallet, just to kind of reflect that. But go ahead.
And there's a question that I don't know that you might not know either. Maybe it's a better question for Sonic. But like, is this going to show the cash or the credits? I assume that's only going to show the credits.
Well, okay, so click on one of your existing. Yeah. So
Just
go
click
to
on one of these.
Well, no. Go to your top right.
Yeah.
The wallet, and then click on my wallet. Is this your GOsat?
Yeah, it's my GOsat. Yeah.
Do you
brand new wallet?
Okay, gotcha. So if you can connect this to your Unisat,
Okay.
the one that you hold Orc-cash in, and then it will reflect your actual balances, right?
Okay.
So from there you can kind of see, but just kind of let me do it a little bit offline real quick and let you know what that looks like in terms of the breakdown. But from what I remember, it breaks down like your cash value amount. Let's see here. I have it right now.
Right,
Okay,
cool.
so
That's really cool.
the way it looks is actually, it says like the token ID. So this is something that's in my Unisat wallet right now.
Okay.
The inscription number, and then it says cash balance and then credit balance. So it's going to have both, right? So let's say you do go through the process of sending your cash balance to the Black Hole wallet, and then you send back the credits, and then you'll have 1,000 credits or whatever, how much ever cash, but they'll be in credit form to where they're individuals with serial numbers.
Gotcha.
So yep. So it's definitely, like, I think people are gonna have to get used to that, because as of right now, and this is some alpha that could be alpha, right? That we saw from a video update from the summit. Just kind of surged from the council, talking to some people, getting some information, but we don't know. This is not 100% official or anything, but like, it seems like the idea behind this is kind of like, whenever you have it in the cash form, which is how it originally starts, it's more of like pre-ICO, and then once you convert that over to credits, it can be like a post ICO, because at that point you can distribute all these tokens out how you want, right? But initially you get them in these bundles of, let's say, the minimum mint, which is 1,000 or 10,000 or whatever you want that to be. So it's a really good tool to ICO.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, what happened? What do you want to go to next? Yeah, I mean, you're all right on that, to expand on that really quickly. I was just, because it got me thinking. I was like, Sonic did say that. Yeah, so I mean, if he's saying that, then that's huge. So, but go.
Yeah, and we'll let him clarify on the show like we always do eventually, because we'll have him on for a third time, a fourth time, a fifth. We'll get him back on. But yeah, so that's awesome. I love GOsat. I love what they're building over there. Oh, one other thing too. There was a post from Animoca, and that was circulating on Twitter. Let me see if I can find it here.
I have it.
You do? Okay.
And we didn't get into that during the week, right? Because it came out. What day did it come out?
It came out. I want to. What do you mean, like the Animoca post?
Yeah. When was it released? The the post, because I know it was Leonidas who found it on because they didn't put it out. They just kind of like just inscribed it. Like they didn't even like put out a market or thing. It was just inscribed on chain.
Yeah. So if you can see on my screen real
Okay.
quick, it says right here. So Leonidas basically retweeted Animoca's statement here, and then below that, Sonic just posts, guess which protocol they will be using, and basically the post that Animoca post was launch the very first metaverse ecosystem token on Bitcoin. So if you have any type of logic or sense, then you can kind of put two and two together here, and it seems like Sonic is stating that Animoca could possibly be using the Orc-cash protocol, right? So this falls perfectly in with the ICO thing, right? So possibly Animoca is going to mint out all these minimal mints of 1,000 of bundles, right? And then if you purchase these thousands of bundles, then you might be part of that pre-ICO stage. None of this is confirmed. This is just Shizzy and I using brains and trying to figure this out. And then once Animoca is ready to go, with the public ICO, then those can be broken up into credits. So just something to think about. Really, really cool. I replied to this with the big eyes because I was like, what?
Yeah. I'm right there too. I was like, Orc-cash. But yeah. So. Yeah, man.
Yep. All
right. So we're knocking this out, guys, one by one. Let's get into the next one.
Yeah. So this is really cool. Now this is again not anything confirmed or anything like that. This is just some of the channels that Shizzy and I get access to, some stuff that's been floating around. So supposedly there was a meeting between some of the people behind Tap Protocol, which we know that's a protocol built by Track and Benny, meeting with Bison Labs, and I believe that their relationship isn't new. They've been talking for a minute, but man, this could be huge if this is true. Right? Like if Tap Protocol is working with Bison Labs for Bison Labs to have the accessibility or integrate the Tap Protocol tokens to be able to bridge over into the Bison Labs platform to be able to trade with AMM, liquidity, all that great stuff. I think that's huge, for a huge win for Tap Protocol. What do you think?
So from my understanding is before Track knew which Bison Labs was, Jay has already contacted them about getting the information for the bitmaps, because Jay wants to create a bitmap token on the side, and obviously who's better contact than the guy who created the function itself. So that they were originally talking about that. Benny really didn't know. So
there's a bitmap token already. I hope that's used.
Well, I don't know. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
Don't want to get anyone's hopes up. The bitmap token on Tap, nothing. I don't know. No relations. But obviously, Jay Lee's going to need the indexing information to be used over there, so they can kind of one-on-one together. So when the bridge happens, so you can deposit your bitmap, get a bitmap coin on one side, deposit your bitmap back out, and get a random bitmap on the other side. I don't know if it had anything to do with Tap or anything, but I think that's just the tracking and the indexing. So no one get your hopes up about anything there. It's just that was a normal conversation. And then Santiago, this isn't coming from me, so Benny don't be mad at me, but this comes from Santiago's post where he said that Benny, him, and Jay Lee had a conversation. And I don't know. I would love to be a fly on that wall, but I was not, and I don't know what was in that conversation. So
spoiler.
And that was after Benny knew who Bison Labs was. So
yeah. Spoiler alert: we most likely will have Bison back on in the very near future. So
round two.
Hopefully there's some updates there. There will be, I assume, because so I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to overspeak on anything because I hate that, but I just can't hold some of this stuff in because the future of the ordinal space is just getting bright. And one thing that I think about is Benny's been really hard at work in terms of focusing on bridging BRC20s to the Tap protocol, making that possible, right?
Yeah.
So if that is possible, and he's able to bridge that over and be able to have his indexer identify when a 4-digit BRC20 or a 4-digit token on ordinals comes into the tap protocol, and the supply gets readjusted and all that stuff, man, that would be huge, because then you're talking about being able to bridge BRC20s into tap protocol tokens and then taking those to Bison Labs, right? So I think the biggest thing would be to make sure that the supply would align with the other indexers as well. So this is why I always say, the bigger projects that are VC funded and need to work with some of these smaller grassroots projects that are doing a lot of infrastructure build out, because imagine if they're like, we're not going to work with their indexer, but then like the community wants it and then we're doing it, and then they're just like not recognizing that the supply is adjusted or whatever, which I think they would, because there would just not be that BRC20 anymore, that specific one token or whatever that gets transferred over. So yeah, I think it's very important, and I'm excited about all this.
I agree. Very exciting. So I guess that's going to lead us right into I was on Spaces yesterday with Jake Gallen. They were talking about this new Alpha protocol, which we're going to get into next. But I asked Jake a straight up question. I said, coming from that side, because Jake is friends with Leonidas, he's friends with the VCs of Trevor and stuff like that. So I asked him straight up. I said, we're hearing a lot from the one side. We're not really hearing from the other side. I was, what's your opinion on it and stuff? And he had some backlash to that. He said that he said it's messed up that there is a war between the two, and VCs aren't bad and terrible. And then asked me like who, what VCs were, because I said dumpage. I said the VCs and their dumpage. And he asked me, he was like, what do I mean by that? And I was telling him, I was like, like they took an amazing project like Internet Computer, ICP, and dumped it from $110 all the way down to $3, and they shorted it all the way down, and they destroyed it. They destroyed its reputation. They destroyed this amazing technology, had to rebrand to I think they're called Xfinity or something like that, or Efinity, and they had to rebrand because the VCs destroyed it so bad, and we don't want to see that again. And I was trying to get that to Jake, but he's on the side where he thinks that VCs aren't these terrible human beings that we think they are, and they're actually good people, and these projects cannot go without funding. And a project like Bison Labs can't. Like it can't. There's too much needed, too much work, too much dev stuff. So we didn't talk about Bison Labs, but I was using them as an example. And there's other projects and stuff. So it definitely, from hearing how bad and stuff, like the VC stuff from one side, it's definitely nice to hear that they are kind of needed from the other side. So to me, it was one of those things where now I'm kind of in between. Yeah, I'm not so much more on the one side as I used to be. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, so I didn't know that Internet Computer rebranded to Infinity. I see them still as ICP. Maybe they're doing the token. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so I think that Jake definitely has much more insight than a lot of the space in terms of how the VC world works. At the end of the day, I'm sure he could give you some examples of some horrible VC situations, right? But another thing too is that I want to kind of highlight that not all of these VCs made a ton of money. There were some that definitely made shit tons of money, but there's some that lost a lot of money too, because they took a lot of, they're taking risk as well. But another thing too is we have to take reality as it is. And what reality has always been with human nature is, even with grassroots efforts, it's really hard to just continually grow with only your grassroots efforts, only that what I mean, eventually you'll have to have some sort of capital help, or whether and that brings like marketing growth and all this stuff. So there is 100% like a good side to capital coming in from outside entities. I think the problem is with the tokens that are really used for gaining back like the VC's investment, is where people get burnt the most and get such a bad name to it, right? Because their strategy is to pump the token, and then they have to get their money back first. So I always say this, like the biggest jeeters in the space is going to be VCs in terms of tokens, because they in their mind, they're like, I have to get this money back or whatever. And then plus what I wanted to make on it. And then they just like wash their hands. And a lot of times those token projects, like the original founders, their motivation's gone, because like now this VC came in and like they had this great idea. The VC bought into it, but they used the token strategy, and now community's pissed off at who? Not the VCs. The community's pissed off at the founders, the face of it. And then then it goes into the spiral. Now sometimes they come back up and they do well, like Ethereum. Now your argument point is Ethereum struggled for a good amount of time right after the ICO, but eventually it was big enough and the idea was good enough and strong enough for it to succeed and do well. So I think we have to have an open mind with all of this, with making sure that our main goal is to protect grassroots builders and the community.
I agree.
You know what I mean? And so I really am glad that and that's one thing that I love about our show and how we both think. We bounce off each other, but at the same time, like we're not too stubborn or hard-headed to say, let me think about it from this angle. Let me change my perspective a little bit to try to see what they're saying. And then a lot of times, man, it ends up working out to understand where they're coming from.
Yeah. It's definitely take the median of both arguments, you know, take the negatives and the positives, and you kind of end up in the middle. And to that, it's kind of like, you know, it is nice. And I am very one-sided thinking sometimes, because I do talk to these. I have personal relationships with some of these developers and stuff, because they're nice enough to come on our show. Like we're not asking for anything. They're not asking for anything. It's a mutual connection, and we're putting their information out. So, and they're giving us their information. And so we are a little biased towards the people who come on, because, you know, they're letting us put out their material. You know, they could go so many other ways, you know, and they're letting us. So it does hard to get biased. I mean, obviously there's no exchange of money or anything, but it's just like the exchange of information and exchange of who puts it out is huge for us. And so sometimes I do end up seeing it their way more, but it is nice. And it was a nice conversation I had with Jake to kind of see that other side. So
yeah. And more of that needs to happen, I think, between these divisions, which it's gotten so much better, in my opinion, from like, at least within the Ordinal community groups, right? Like there's not as much bashing and stuff, and looking more towards like it's united. So I think that's awesome.
Let's get into the next thing. The kind of the reason I was in Jake's recording, or what was it, Spaces to begin with, was the new Bitcoin City Alpha, or new Bitcoins. Yeah, I said it right. Bitcoin City Alpha. Yep.
Yeah. So, it actually worked almost identically to how friends.tech worked in terms of being generated into our Twitter feeds, right? You had the bigger people start to jump on it early, but I believe the bigger people, or people that pay attention in the Ordinal space, got in much earlier on this than they did friends.tech, because this was marketed and geared towards Bitcoin communities. But I was a bit hesitant, because I didn't love friends.tech, or is it friend.tech? Because of the messaging. It's just like you couldn't see like people messaging back and forth and like other people in the group. But this seems to have changed that, so you can see like everybody, that as long as they have your keys, they can see who's messaging you and your replies. So that's great. I think it's awesome, because that helps with the social aspect of it. And then two, I signed up for it because I feel like that's our duty, to sign up for new things that come into the space, number one. But I was hesitant to kind of market it at first. I actually posted something and I deleted it right away. Shout out to Dogfather. I reached out to him and asked him what he thought about it. He's been kind of one of the main advocates in the space for ordinals, because in terms of new Bitcoin CD and Alpha, is because they asked him to come on stage, right, on the very first Spaces, and so he knew a lot about it. And he kind of told me his breakdown. He's like, you know, so far it's not bad. It's pretty good. It like builds up fast. But the last thing was that I wanted to make sure that if I did this and we did this, right, like for our channel, that we're not token gating people, any alpha, because I hate that more than anything. Like I actually hate the term. I hate anything that has to do with it, unless it's a specific like service that you is like your business, is your livelihood. If you are going to token gate like your bitmap because you have applications that you spent blood, sweat, and tears on, that's totally different. This
100%.
is an application that is supposed to be for alpha, and I don't like to token gate that. So I stated in my specific message, which is at Yagobi it's the same as the Twitter, and then the Shizzy's, which is the Ordinal Revolution, is the same as the Twitters as well, right? At
Yep.
OrdRevolution. And
Yeah. ORD. Yep.
yeah,
Revolution.
yep, and we'll have that in the notes as well. But I think the main thing is we're not going to block anything, so you can get all the same information that we have on those on New Bitcoin City, the Alpha app, as you can on this YouTube channel. So like the only benefits from it is, like, let's say you work and you don't have time to watch through a whole update or whatever. It will be more like the notes are over there. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think we need to think about it a little bit more, and kind of like maybe there's something more we can put over there for people that are buying that stuff. So, I think you are right. We do not want to token gate it, but maybe we'll put some behind the scenes stuff of like how we start our shows. Because like we spent an hour today going over everything. Maybe we record that. And we kind of like show the stuff that we talk about behind the scenes, or a few minutes of it and stuff like that. So there's plenty of ideas. We don't know what thing, but there's no alpha in that, because everything we talk about that is in the show. But it might be nice to kind of see what we talk about behind the scenes and how we get ready.
Or some, we can talk about like a specific guests that are scheduled to come on a little bit early.
Exactly.
Stuff like that. But it's not going to be anything that's going to, you feel like, oh, I have to pay to get all this vital information. We definitely don't want to do that. So yeah. How do you feel about it? I talked a lot about it, but how do you feel about Bitcoin City and the Alpha app? You messed around with it. You talked to people in the Jake space about it. What are your thoughts on it?
I don't want to say it. So I'll give you my experience with Friendtech. Friendtech opened. I immediately put like $300 in the Friendtech, and then everyone that jumped in early, these people that I have no idea who they were, they had no idea who I was. They were just buying me because I had followers. They sold on me. They dumped on me. So I immediately lost like $300, and I said, you know what? Fuck this. I'm done with this. And now Alpha comes along, and it's a mirror copy, but it's Bitcoin, but it's not Bitcoin because it's TC, and I don't know how to get TC, and I don't even want to get TC. So for me, I honestly don't give a crap about it. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to use it besides like for show stuff and stuff like that. Like, I'm not going to use it on a personal level to buy people or try to make money on it or anything like that. For me, it's just there. It's going to be a tool that we have to use, because we have to use every single tool in this thing, because that is our job as podcast hosts. And as Ordinal Revolution becomes more, it's not just because I have a bad taste in my mouth from something that's similar shouldn't mean that I say anything bad about it. So I won't be buying anybody or anything like that. I'll be using the money that I get from the transactions from my thing to buy more of mine. I will not be selling them. Well, I'm sorry, ours, because it's Ordinal Revolution. But yes, I won't be selling them. I'm just going to be using the funds that I make to buy more, and that's it. I'm never going to sell them. Just keep buying.
Yeah. So I agree. I think using it as another platform to help our audience is really the best approach here, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, it's kind of similarly of how I feel. I do think that the people in the ordinal space will benefit more from this than they did friend.tech, because it is marketed towards the Bitcoin community. So and as the bull starts to come back and ordinals is going to be a big part of that, I think there's an opportunity there for people that are trying to build their presence to use this. But and also I also want to say, I'm not saying that if you do use this as to token gate your specific alpha, I'm not hating on you for that. Look, that's your prerogative. That's just not something that we at Ordinal Revolution are going to do. So
exactly. Yeah, man. All right, let's get into the next one. So yesterday we had dude, I'm in love with Satshuits.art. Not in no way like that, but like I just love what this team is doing. It's a a guy and his wife, and they're really running this thing, and it's absolutely amazing. And they're giving away everything to artists. They're not taking dimes and pennies in right now for anything. They're sending things out to free for artists to create content. Like, huge fans of what these guys are building. And let's get into AI blocks by Sattributes.
Yeah, let's do it. So AI Blocks is an application that Sattributes started. It's called, or the domain is aiblocks.app. If you are a Bitcoin community person and you use Bitcoin wallets, you can use your Hyro wallet for this. You connect your wallet in the top right, and so they did make this compatible with, I believe, EVMs as well. You can see the OpenSea logo up here and stuff like that. But this is a really cool tool, right? Because it allows, it's basically an AI art tool. If you see here, there's this freeform search space, and you can generate your prompts from your prompts. But let's say you want to pick a style, so you click on style. Then this drop down that says none, you drop that down, and then let's say I'm going to click on comic, and I'm going to just type in something random. Frog looking for friend in space. Okay. And I'm going to generate this.
What was that, random, or is that a book that you're making?
No, this is random. Well, I actually looked at I thought it was really cool, like, and it shows like this frog and the spaceship looking out for a friend, right? So you can do anything, like, frog playing basketball. And so it is kind of like mid-journey a little bit, right? To where it's gonna be prompted off of your style and what you're looking for here. But so this is.
Can you do like a frog in like an Eagles jersey?
Let's see. Might say I might say we hate the Eagles.
How good it is.
I'm just kidding. Oh, damn.
Oh, that's a nice jersey right there, man.
But let's see how much better it looks with a Cowboys jersey here. There's some of the personability of the show between Shizzy and I.
Oh, it's ugly. It's ugly.
Damn, they couldn't put this. What was this? Basketball? Come on. Oh, maybe this is the combine. Duke? No, like it definitely looks like a D there. But anyways, yeah, so pretty cool, right? You could change the style. Dungeons and Dragons. I wonder what this would look like. This is gonna be weird.
Probably wearing like a helmet or something, right? No, it's
that looks cool. More. Yeah, it looks more like the Cowboys jersey there. So yeah. So I guess this was like the helmet or whatever. But yeah, so you can generate different, and then you can go to advanced options to get real granular with it in terms of like the sizing or the batch count, batch size. And so I think this is a really cool tool for people that want to create AI work, right? You can actually even just create like the main image, take this image over to Photoshop, edit a couple small things, right? And then you've got most of the work done. You know what I'm saying? With just this tool. So really good idea there. But you can see in the top left, it looks like they do give an initial amount of credit. So I need to get more clarity on that from Sattributes, how this works, if this is going to be a paid service in the future, which if it is, I don't have a problem with that.
Not at all.
Because it is definitely helpful and really cool. You can inscribe any image. Like, let's say you want to inscribe one of these AI images, you just hit inscribe up here. You can save the image and then upload it or whatever. And let's just say I just do this and then create your own inscription. Here's the cool part, right? So like you just put your information there and you can create special sats you want this inscribed on. So I know there's other services that offer this, but I don't know of any that have like AI imagery tools integrated into it, right? And they have everything from Hitman, Nakamoto, Block 78, all the way to the Uncommon, which is $250. We know why, because it's just very, very rare. But the pricing seems to be really, really competitive for the current market. So
it really does.
Yeah, definitely something for people just to kind of test out, right? But wanted to showcase on how to do these things, and that's about it. What are your thoughts on that tool?
Huge fan of it. I'm a Midjourney a subscriber. I pay $10 a month to use the Midjourney subscriber. I'm probably going to cancel it now and just use what they got because I have it's a lot quicker and it seems to be a lot cooler. And what I use it for, like me and my son, we like to have fun with things, and like he'll make a comic book up and we'll just like we'll just like with words, and then we'll go in and get the pictures, the illustrations for the words and stuff. So it's a lot of times we that's how we spend time together and stuff like that. We like to create things, and Midjourney takes a while and I got to pay for it. So something with that, obviously you got to pay for it in the future. But right now I can, take a few months off from paying for Midjourney and put that money in maybe buying some sats. But yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And this is just one thing that Sattributes is working on, right? Like
Yep.
they're also, if you go to their Discord, which I highly recommend as well, they're kind of doing something, not I don't know how similar it is to what Prism's doing, because Prism's doing more of like collections, like pretty quick getting artists, and I love what Prism's doing. But I think Sattributes is more of like trying to create like a place for artists to be able to have resources and to be able to have support and guidance, right? So Prism also is doing stuff like that, but like I think there's definitely a difference between the two.
Yeah.
And Sattributes is also they're working on so many things. Like the main founder, like the husband or whatever, like he has direct connections with NVIDIA's CEO, right? Like you
I
can
know.
go watch our episode from yesterday that was Sattributes. I mean, he has this guy, it seems to be on speed dial. So he has hardware that, like, he's doing stuff in the Ordinal space that no one else is really doing right now.
Yep.
So you got to appreciate that.
And I'm so glad we had them on the show because I had no idea. I thought they just had some orange dot art stuff. Like I didn't no idea it was so much more, so much more, so much more. And I just want to thank him for coming on and giving us that time. Really appreciate it. So
For sure. For sure. All right, what do we have next? Let's see here. I think we've covered a lot. But
got hot
this
up
guy.
into
Well.
ooh.
Yes. Guys, it's happening. It is happening. It is happening. So I'm going to show the actual mint progression whenever we do the update here in a second. But I wanted to kind of just talk about this in general of how I feel it's going to be handled, because I feel like it's definitely being deliberately, intentionally marketed and handled this the way it is on purpose, right? Like it's because of what the future plans, in my opinion, are going to be with this. One, Sats. Everybody knows what Sats is. It's actually, I would say, it's kind of like what like kind of like just Bitcoin lingo, right? It's like short for Satoshis, right? So with that being said, people automatically probably think, okay, this is one Satoshi. There's 100 million Satoshis in a Bitcoin, right? And I feel like that message, even though it's not correct with the BRC20 sats, is going to be like a heavily like pushed narrative, because like the goal is like one sat equals one sat. Now, that's why I said it was brandable from the jump. I knew it was brandable. I knew it was going to catch a lot of attention. We're getting close. We're at like 91% or something like that. You and I have discussed, we think that this is going to mint out here in the next week. But I'm excited to see what happens. It definitely has the blackout feel from Bitmap. What are your thoughts on everything in terms of a marketing approach and how the public will see stats? What do you think about that?
So if you followed the show over the last, I don't know, I want to say 6 to 8 market updates, this came up before and I was a non-holder. And just a few weeks ago, I was talking to Jeffrey in one of our special spaces on his site and stuff. We talked to him at the end of that, and that is on recording. If you guys are going to go watch that, he basically said that, I didn't know OKX potentially, rumor, is maybe one of the bigger holders of the wallet and have no intention to sell, but to put it on their exchange. You know what I mean? Obviously, when they want to get it cheap, that's what they do.
So I think it was the other way around. I think it was Binance was supposedly the big wallet with the sats.
It's OKX.
Is it? Oh,
that's
wow.
what I heard in the spaces yesterday.
Okay.
And Binance might be one of them too. I don't know.
On.
It might be both. But the name OKX keeps popping up in the Ordinal space because they have a wallet. Binance does not. You can buy Ordinals with their wallet, and it's, you know what I mean, that just makes so much sense to me. why they would have a wallet, why they would be buying, probably putting sats in an OKX wallet, right? Like,
Yeah.
so, and it might not be them. It might just be a whale looking at them. I don't know. I have no idea. But I'm in this space every single day. I live here. You know what I mean? Like you know, that's all I consume. Like I used to consume sports nonstop. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still watch the Eagles, but like, you know, but now I'm in this, and I keep hearing OKX is the Sats biggest holder and stuff like that. But again, I could be completely wrong. But then, you know, it could have been Binance, like Jeffrey said, Binance. But now I'm hearing it's not Binance, it's OKX, or maybe it's both of them. Who knows? But it got me FOMO to the fullest, to the max. I am a holder. I have a good amount, responsible amount, guys. Very responsible amount. I'm not. If it goes to zero, I'm willing to take that loss. I'm not going to lose my house because of it, but I'm being very responsible with it. But it's significant. If it does 100x, then I'm potentially going to buy a new car. So you know what I mean. So it's reasonable, but I'm very happy with them holding, and the FOMO feeling is gone. And I just can't wait to see what's next. And but I did talk to Jake and stuff in that same spaces where they were talking about OKX, and he said potentially this could be a buy the rumor, sell the news, which we hear a lot in this space. Buy the rumor, sell the news basically means you buy it when the rumor's happening, 100%, 100% mint out, 100% mint out, and then you dump it when the news drops of 100% mint out. So be careful of that. I'm weary of that as well, but I don't know. But I mean, I'm also in camp that the mint, you know, people can't mint it cheap anymore, and they have to buy it on. So if you want to hold it, if you want to be a sat bro, you know, everyone is going to be a sat bro now. You don't own sats or not, you shouldn't be an ordinal. So, but that conversation could start and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's fun. It's exciting. You're right, 100% right. It does remind me 100% of Bitmap, blackout. So it's just fun. I'm having fun, man.
Yeah. And one thing that I actually love about Sats is we don't know who minted it or deployed it. You know, we don't know. There's not an individual that has come forward and said, I deployed it, I did this, or I started it, I did this.
Yeah.
Ordi, you know, has I believe what Ordi was deployed by Domo, maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe
I'm 100% sure it was Domo.
Okay, so we know who deployed Ordi, but he's decentralized it from the beginning, right? Like he says, I'm off hands on that. But like with Sats, it could be like, and none of this is financial advice, like Shizzy said. Don't be dumb and say I was listening to Ordinal Revolution and I did. No, we're just telling you facts of what's going on with this token and the facts that we have given so far. Some of them aren't facts; they're not confirmed. But the fact that we know is that it's about 91%, 90 to 91% minted out. That's a fact. You can search that up.
Yep.
In my personal opinion, for me, I'm most bullish on Sats because of we don't know who the founder is and the brandability of it and the community behind it having 32,000 holders. I don't think that after it mints out that 32,000 holders is it's not going to change. Actually, it's because you know I mean it probably grow more because people could sell less and all this stuff, right? So we're gonna have to really see what happens here. I'm excited to see what happens after this blackout. But one thing we do know too is, and this is also the number might not be a fact, but close to the number is, and I would say about close to 50% of the total inscription count has been Sats inscriptions. So I think we're at like 32 million or 31 million, something like that. I think there's been like almost 16 million inscriptions that were Sat mints in deployment, right? In mints. So the deployment is only one, but then the mint. So what happens after the minting stops? I've heard a couple different theories on Twitter. Someone says that they believe liquidity will flow back to Ordi, liquidity will flow back to Bitcoin frogs, which is a good thing. And I can't remember what a bitmaps possibly or something. But anyways, so people think that there would be some liquidity flowing back to those different areas. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's very exciting. It's new. It's different, and it's like I said before. It's fun. If you're not having fun in the space, you do something that's fun. Don't be here. So
exactly. And I think that's it. And then we can transition to the update if you're down.
Let's do it. Should we get into what's in the wallet?
Yeah, let's do that first. What's in the wallet? All right. And this is brought to you by What's in the Wallet is brought to you by Genie Data. Genie Data has a tool, Ordinal's platform tool, that you are able to check Ordinal heat maps, whether that's the BRC20s or tokens, images, Ordinal NFTs, or domain names, protocols, all of it. You can see what is the hottest items and most up to date. So go check out the link in our bio or in the description to visit this Ordinal's dashboard. So to kind of show here, this is the dashboard. This is the home dashboard for Genie Data. We're going to use this for what's in the wallet from now on. You do have to be logged into your wallet. We use the Hyro wallet. You want to go to, sorry, I got to get used to that. So we're using the Leather wallet, Hyro rebranded to Leather. And this is the show wallet. And then you would just click on profile, and it's going to show you this platform or this dashboard that looks like the debank kind of dashboard, where it shows the total net worth of your portfolio, your balance in the main token, and then inscription balance as well. Below that in the collections, you'll see everything that you have in your wallet. And if it's not recognized by a collection, then the other inscriptions will follow underneath. So we open up our collections here. And it looks like we don't have anything new in the wallet. As you know, you can always send a new project Ordinal over here for us to go over. But just to kind of hit on a couple things. So under the collections, we have the Reflections by Ord Banksy OG Mint Pass. So this is something that we're highly anticipating to be able to get these access codes to get the drops for, I believe, palindrome sats. I don't know if there's going to be any art behind them, but I would definitely check out Ord Banksy OG and see what it looks like. The floor, I think, on these are going to be like that 0.00039, so not too expensive, about $10. Really cool. Can't wait to see what happens there. The next one here is Pepe Miladies. Pepe Miladies. This was a free mint that was kind of passed through the community. I believe it was a free mint. And so
it was a free mint. Yeah, I'm pretty sure on Ordzar, maybe, I can't remember.
But it looks like this is this collection is kind of that Pepe mixed with Miladies. It's interesting, right? Like there's some cool art, kind of a little weird, but cool. You have the Bitcoin hat here. You can find them also on Magic Eden and most of the major platforms. The floor seems to be around that $8 range there. This was a cool one that got sent into us, I think last week or the week before. Neo Yaoto Citizen. It was a newer drop because it not too new. 8 million range. So I would say probably 2 months ago. Sitting at that $8 mark as well. Go check them out. They're on Magic Eden as well. A bitmap. Have you guys heard of bitmap? We had a bitmap actually sent to us. So shout out to whoever sent 764112. The floor on that looks to be about $7. And then Bitcoin Maxis. Shout out to the Maxi community. I feel like there's something brewing over there. I jump in there. My PFP is a zombie Maxi. Love the community over there. There's definitely some diehards over there. Let's give this project some attention that's deserved because of the community, right? You can find them on Magic Eden. I think the floor is around $10 right now, maybe a little bit higher, but there's a lot of cool different traits over there. They have the zombies, the aliens, so some of the similar punk traits, but it's unique to kind of the Bitcoin Maxi culture here. You see a doctor and a 3D eyes here. Flip Frogs was also sent to us. I think this project, the collection, is recognized on Unisat Marketplace as well as Ordinal's Wallet, maybe a couple others. It's not on Magic Eden yet, but this was a project that was an experiment to basically flip a frog using recursion. It's SVG format. So you do unfortunately have to kind of like use these. You got to use these little scroll bars to see the whole thing. But I think on Ordinal's Wallet you can see all of it. You don't have to use a scroll bar. Some other inscriptions that have come through the wallet, the Bavo Pets. This thing is actually really cool. It integrates with the recursive verse bitmap.rcsv.io world. You can inscribe a recursive inscription to bring your pet into your avatar, and it follows you around. So that's really cool. And the stats that this sits on is really amazing. I think there's like, it sits on like 7.8, block 7.8 vintage. Not, there isn't like an uncommon or anything, but there's 4 different ones, Nakamoto and stuff like that. Foxy OG Pass. This was also dropped in there. You get access to the OG, or not OG, the Foxy applications. For example, one of them is the AI application on their social platform. So you do have to have this to have early access to a lot of these applications to test out and do some cool things. Skelly Uni, Mr. J, I believe, is the founder over there. This was sent to us. We appreciate that. I don't think it was from him. I don't know. Maybe it was. If it was, shout out to you. And then Kimmy Boy as well. So a lot of people don't know about this collection yet, but I definitely keep my eyes and ears out for this. It's something that's going to be very, very well, very, very well connected into the bitmap ecosystem on the backstory of this. It has to do with multiverses and stuff, but that's,
and we are biased on that project. We are really, really, really good friends with Kimmy. So please take that into all, and when that project drops, we're going to be like talking about it, because we are Kimmy are friends, and we've been friends for a long time. So just want to put that out there.
Yeah, and the dude works hard endlessly. He's like, yeah, we definitely couldn't do the Saturday morning spaces without him. And so if he works that hard doing spaces, getting people there, I'm sure that he's going to be putting that extra effort into this project. So can't wait till that happens. But that is all for what's in the wallet.
Love it. Love it. That's one of my favorite segments. I love it. It's so much fun to see what's in there every week, even though there's nothing new. It doesn't matter. It's cool. Like you guys sent that. And just so you guys know, anything that goes in that wallet will not be sold by us at all. We might do giveaways one day, get to pick your stuff that's in there, something like that. We're not even thinking about anything like that for a long time. But yeah, if you guys want to send your project, it'll get looked at in the next market update, if not weekend update. We'll do them as the news. Maybe if there's a lot of news one week, maybe we won't do it, but we're going to try to do that every single update, maybe twice a week. So.
Yep. You want to jump over to Magic Eden so I can get a little water in my
yes, sir. Here. Yes, sir. You were talking a lot there, and I thank you for that, sir. But yeah, I will hop over to Magic Eden to do your Magic Eden Ordinal. So we're obviously revolutionizing this NFT space with Ordinals, and that's what these are. So Ordinal Maximus sitting at 0.233. It's been living there for a while now. Bitmaps down, sitting at 0.0026. I feel like this is always down on the weekends, and then midweek it is up and running to back up to 0.003. Let's hop in there so we can take a look at everything else that's going on with it. So if you go over to categories, you can see this, because I had a question this week. How do I get to these 1 digits? But the 1 digit, if you want a 1 digit, you'll be paying around 3 Bitcoins for it. If you wanted a 2 digit, you'll be paying around 0.15 for it. If you wanted a 3 digit, you will be paying around 0.028. If you wanted a 4 digit, you'll be paying around 0.004. And if you wanted a 5 digit, you'll be paying around 0.000349, which is about 50% higher than the floor. It's funny, the floor drops, but these guys kind of stay where they're at. The floor gets real close to this number and then drops back down. And then obviously your floor is at 0.00026. So we'll jump back into the ordinals here. Jump over to the Bit Apes by the Bored Ape Yacht Club members. Always in the top 5 for some reason, sitting at 0.0059. And we have the Bitcoin Punks sitting at 0.0175. The Frogs, Ribbit, sitting at 0.024. They seem to be living in that area as well. Orc-cash by Sonic. This is something we were talking about earlier with the wallet. So this is the cash, and then you'll be able to burn this and get the credits. The credits will be on the OrdinalRevolution Go wallet and stuff like that in the future. We're still curious how that works. Maybe we'll get Sonic on and he can walk us through the process. BTC God sitting at 0.44. Bitcoin Toad sitting at 0.19. I haven't seen this one before. Have you?
Yeah, I've seen it in there.
Okay.
It's early inscription.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I might have said that before now I think about it. But OCM Dimensions, we actually have an interview coming up with somebody from that team. We're not going to give that out yet, but look out for that. That should be very interesting. Sitting at 0.38. Then we have the Giants Planets founding. This is new to me. I haven't seen this, I don't think.
Yeah, they've been in the. I
I
would say like I first started seeing them maybe like 3 weeks ago, but they yeah, so they've done decent actually. They pop in and pop out.
And I'm on the 7-day as well, just so everyone knows. The Forgotten Manifesto sitting at 0.006. Oh, the whales back in the top
Big
12.
whales.
Congratulations to those guys.
Yeah, shout out Tosio. I feel like he's doing an excellent job leading this project. You know, he's learning a lot. I feel like in terms of being a leader. And sometimes it takes like bumps in the road and stuff. So, but I love how they've bounced back.
It really does. We got some launch pads going over here, guys. If anyone's interested in any of this stuff, I am not really mincing anything off launch pads right now. Yeah, we have our Nocturnal Maxis sitting at 0.017. Huge fan of what this guy is building. This is Mr. BRC. He's kicking ass. Really appreciate everything he's brought to this project. Making zero money off the initial drop. So we always appreciate a free drop and definitely want to call those people out when we see them. So
definitely, that project's the epitome of a grassroots project. You know, he just the way he created the art from how he's running his community. So love that.
And the art's amazing.
Yeah,
I'm a really big fan of this stuff. So yeah, man.
I love I like the ones with the bag hats, like the one that those
yeah.
Dude, those. But I bet you those are what's the floor 0.034? Yeah,
the cheapest one of those bag hats. Yeah. I like the bra hat. That's pretty cool, I guess. McDonald's hat's awesome.
Yeah.
I did want to take a look at something. You said it's homies OrdinalRevolution. It's the first time I heard about this when you said it earlier.
Yeah. Well, just type homie. Homie. Oh, there it is, right there.
Okay.
69. So I believe if I'm correct on this, 8-bit on Twitter. Most people know him if you're in the ordinal space. He's been doing a lot of great work actually, you know, in terms of art. He's been really jumping into that recursive inscription stuff. Like was it JS5 or whatever?
Yeah.
And so he actually is educating people too. And I want to give him props for that because like he's actually opening the spaces, and I think he goes on Kick as well. And he invites people that wants to learn about it because he was learning about it and he's starting to get it down, dude. Like some of his art that I've seen lately, man, it's been off the chain.
Yeah, I agree.
No pun intended, but yeah.
Well, there's one thing I don't like about 8-bit is that he's from Jersey, and being in Philadelphia, we don't like Jersey guys. You can't make a left turn in Jersey. I live 5 minutes from Jersey. I live in the Philadelphia side, and I hate going into Jersey. You can't make a goddamn left turn. But nah, I'm just joking. I'm a big fan of what 8-bit and those guys are doing. So
for sure. All right. Well, let's switch it over here and get into the BRC20 market update. Okay, so of course, number one's volume is Sats. I don't expect that to change anytime soon. I actually don't even. I don't know what's going to happen after the mint out in terms of the top three, but don't seeing that change too much. But first, let's get into where they're at in terms of their mint progress here. I'm gonna say 91. Yep, 91.73. Woo,
bro.
Yep. And this is something for Bugsy as well, so I can kind of teach him something real quick because he commented on, something that I posted under Jake Gallen's post about. He was just saying, something about the mint for Sats. It's going crazy, and I posted, 32,000 holders, and Bugsy replied with addresses ? Like proof. Well, you can just go to Unisat, click on the Sats mint, and then you can see the holder addresses here and how much they have, right? So there's a way to do this if you want to make some effort to go through. You can see all the addresses in here. and this I'm just messing with Bugsy. He's very insightful guy. Definitely likes to jump into debates and stuff. So yeah, this is actually to help anybody. So if you want to see the addresses, the holders, you can go into Unisat, click on the BRC20, and you can see all these 32,000 holder addresses and research if you want to that way. But back to the BRC20 market update. Sats number 1 up 18%.
Whoa,
so,
that's 375.
Yeah, so it's at
dude. That was just 3.1 when we started the show.
I think it was 3.3, but still, like it's definitely creeping up. The FOMO is there. The FOMO is kicking in, so you can get now 100 billion Sats BRC20 Sats for about $1,000. This was about $750 2 days ago. So definitely the FOMO is kicking in there. Number 2 is OSFI. Very curious of what this is, but it's $51. So let's check out what their supply is. Has to be pretty small.
I'm gonna look it up over on X. I've never heard of this.
Yeah, so I mean 13,000. So they have a similar supply close to Oshi. But OSFI, it's down 0.06, but the volume is number 2. OXBT 78, yay! It's jumped up here in a sec, for the past couple of days, up 21%, almost 22%. Who knows? Maybe OXBT is a main beneficiary of the minting stopping over on Sats, and they get some liquidity push over there. Yeah, so BitGod's probably working on a lot of things. Hopefully, we can get a meeting set up with him, but we'll see. VMPX number 4 up 15.79%. You can buy at the cheap. The floor is actually 209 though. So in terms of Sats, so about 6 cents. So they've had some decent movement there. VMPX will be one of the first beneficiaries, in my opinion, of the AMMs, the liquidity pools, the activity for trading once that comes over here, as well as what they decide to do on the bridge staking. With that token. RCSV, which is not related to the actual recursive verse project, but a community member from that project deployed this token. Man, I got to give them props. They've been able to maintain this, right? Without having an official affiliation with the actual projects, but they're up 5.08%. Ordi is up 3.75%, sitting at $3.59. So they've been hovering around that 330 to 375 past week. Track is looks like the floor is a little bit weird. Let's see, it's up 13.75%. Sitting at number 7. You could get it for 24 cents right now. It's about that floor, 909 sats. So it seems pretty cheap for me in terms of where they have been the past couple months. And this past week has been, I would say has been kind of like that floor. It hasn't really gone below this, but it's gone all the way back to kind of 27 cents, I think. So it's definitely kind of hopping back and forth there. ODOS is down 5.59%. Oshi is down 1.96%. So let's see what they're doing. They're about $531. This is the lowest I've seen Oshi, I want to say, in man,
yeah,
maybe a couple months,
dude. If this is
a month and a half
under 400, it's gonna be really hard not to FOMO into it. I think because I missed out on it at 400 when I went to 19, and I was killing I was pissed at myself. So buying this around 400 might be where I want to get back in it. I'm not financial advice. I lose money in these markets, guys. So, but that's just something that I'm thinking about.
Yeah. Man, so we saw the post about, Oshi, or not Oshi, but give me a second. Let me disconnect that. But I think it was Archimedes basically, stating that when the information came out of the summit about Unisat using smart inscriptions and a virtual machine type of approach, that they were copying what Oshi had put out, right? So it's going to be really interesting, how they move forward with their project. Do they expedite things? Do they try to make it fast to try to be first? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to kind of see. For me personally, from a me getting another entry perspective, I want to wait a little bit because I don't know, like I don't know if there's going to be able to have two of those, that coexist. Now, maybe they're going to be much different than I initially thought, but that post to me sounded like Unisat was copying them,
Yeah.
so.
And it's going to be kind of the first to get the market. And but Oshi and those guys at the Ord, they're in a hacker house right now. They're all together for the first time ever, and they're all working together. And I kind of hope they win. I hope they get to market first because obviously it's not VC backed yet. If it does, I don't know, but whatever. It's not VC backed right now, and I'm rooting for the underdogs, and I'm rooting for the Ord, and I'm rooting for Archimedes, and I'm rooting for those guys. So.
Yeah, for sure. BTCS is one of those community tokens, like we had mentioned. Like anything that has to do with BTC in it, I feel like the Chinese community loves Bitcoin's what acronym or whatever they're like, and so they start to like build a community around it. It's at 235 sats, so definitely healthy for a 21 million supply. Down 3% though. They seem to have been like partnered up with the Wii community as well. I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of their posts seem to like mention one or the other. But yeah, the council up 1.88%. They're sitting at $142. So it's one of the lower price points that I've seen in a while, but they're up for the past 24 hours. That's great. Dozy down 0.54%. Wizard down 9.09%. Bits is dead even, sitting at 1460.66 sats. Texo dead even at 53.20 sats. L1 FG is up 4% at 5.20 sats. Game, haven't heard of Game. They're even at 29 sats. ETHs is up 3.70%, sitting at 14 sats. They are a part of like the ETH subscriptions type of narrative. Newt is up 18%. Must have been a newer token, or someone just recently bought a decent amount because they're up 18%, sitting at 1.18 sats. And then Coin with a 0 as the O and 1 as the I is sitting even at 13 sats. You have XBTC, another BTC here at 4.9. Even Love at 11.5, sitting even here. And then you have Ohms kind of creeping back into the top 24, sitting at 5.5 sats at up 10%. So that's an interesting one that poked back in. They started off strong, was building a platform, then some disagreements within their team came in, some bad stuff came out in terms of whether that's true or not. We don't have evidence, but it did fall off quite a bit. But we've seen it kind of try to get revived from time to time. So yeah. That is the market update. Seems like the focus with the BRC20 market is definitely on sats. It's to get it minted out. There's a competition going on Twitter to where whoever is leading with the most mints for sats gets, I think, like something crazy, like what is it, like top maybe like 5 or something gets like 10 billion each or something. I don't know.
Oh wow.
I got to look at the but there is contest going on with that. And I think until sats gets fully minted out, we're going to really see a lot of the buying power stay over here. It's been number one. If it falls out of the number one spot, it at the very least falls to 3, maybe, but it's usually number one.
All right. So what else we got? We good? We done?
I think we got everything. Well, one thing I want to say is just, I want to give a lot of props to Sonic and Benny, both of them that develop these alternative token protocols, meta protocols on Bitcoin to try and make BRC20, more flexible, better user experience. Whether they coexist or one wins out or the other, I think that doesn't matter at this point. What matters at this point is we got to show both of them appreciation for what they're doing, right? And I'm not trying to make this a big deal about like tap versus Orc-cash, because that's not it. It's actually the opposite. I want it to be like, encourage both sides. Hey, keep doing what you're doing, because we need better options than BRC20s. And I think that they will come, and I think everything will work out the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, it's kind of like what is it? I think it's Wayne's World. If you build it, they will come. Or no, that's something else, right? That's a baseball movie.
Yeah. The Field of Dreams, I think.
Yeah.
Field of Dreams with Kevin Costner a long time ago. But I think Wayne's World,
it, they will come.
Yeah, Wayne's World was just making fun of, like, doing a parody of it or whatever. But yeah, it's true though. Like, if you build it and market consensus happens with that platform or protocol, then it will become the main one. So until then, I feel lucky that we're in a spot to where we have to try everything out. Like, if we don't, we're doing a disservice to our audience in the ordinal space, because if we test something out and we're just like, there's something really red flag about it, then we're going to mention it. But we haven't seen that with these two protocols. So it'll be interesting how it plays out. There's a couple, that I'm just excited for both of them to have marketplaces.
Yeah. So definitely, with this, just say exactly what you said. I'm very excited for everything, and just so you guys know, like we're just really open with our opinions on here. So just take everything with for granted, and just know that we are just our opinions, and our opinions change a lot. Like from week to week, my opinions change drastically. So when we talk about something and stuff, it's our opinions now, and just don't take anything with financial advice ever. And obviously, you guys are not, but I just want to say that every single episode, and I'm going to continue to say it every episode, because I don't want to lose anyone money, man. Like I would, that would hurt me more than anything than lose my own money. So just want to be brutally honest and just say, like, just be careful out there and be smart, and don't lose more than you're willing. Don't use more than you're willing to lose. So
yeah, 100%. 100%. Do your own research. We do this for free, Shizzy and I. We don't make anything on this, but but it's a satisfaction of bringing our value to the community, right? Because we know that we'll be blessed back from that eventually, right? Whether it's through this or some other way. And so, so be smart. Don't, a lot of people that are in ordinals are veterans of DeFi and stuff like that. So you guys already know. But when someone gets onboarded, because there will be new people to DeFi and crypto that come into ordinals once the rush comes up, and just do your best to be a good fellow community member, and so that's it for me.
I agree. Yep, let's get out of here. And just so you guys know, the revolution will be televised. It's televised by us, guys. And we just appreciate you guys listening, watching, subscribing, comments, man. We just hit 660. We so appreciate for every single one of those, man. It's amazing. It feels like we're gonna get to 1,000 by the end of the year, and that's all your fault, guys. All your fault, giving us that power of maybe 1,000 now. But we really, really appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Yep. Peace.
I'm just going to hang out for a little bit more because I can't find it. We're live as always. No, I'm joking. See you guys. Bye.